Hey, what's going on? My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you like making money, if you want to join the winning team, click subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave questions below if you guys have any questions on this presentation. I'm going to do a market update. I'm going to look at yields. I'm going to look at some broader stock market, maybe some electric vehicle companies just to show you what I'm seeing. And then I'll get into gold, silver, oil, and some of those types of commodity companies. So let's jump in, do a quick market update, and give you guys a good indication of what I'm seeing. This is all technical analysis. So the 10-year US Treasury yield, we got this downtrend here. We broke the downtrend to the downside during COVID, and now we're coming back up, and we broke that trend line, and we're coming back up. And you can see it moving quite dramatically. I think we got to watch this because I think this could spark a very large rotation of money into the sectors that we are in, and it's already happening, I think. So that's why I look at this. This will spark a rotation of money, and I'm sure it's going to worry people that are in the normal stock market. TLT, this is the 20-plus year Treasury bond. It is declining quite rapidly. People are selling it off. We do have a big uptrend line coming pretty soon, and I think it's going to kind of come down. It may slow down a little bit. We do have a lot of resistance, support resistance here. Previous resistance, now support. And now we're coming back down. I think we'll test this line, and we could potentially break it to the downside, meaning that the interest rate environment is changing in a radical way. This is the US dollar. This was the last bull market, and you can see the dollar was declining the entire time during the last commodity bull market back here. We ended the bull market in 2008, and you could see the dollar was strengthening between this. And now we broke to the downside of this trend line. And I think we're entering a new commodity bull market. So this is very positive if you are in commodity and assets that like the dollar going down. Obviously, anything else that likes the dollar going up, you're going to be in a world of hurt. These are tips. Treasury inflation protected securities. We had a little pullback here, and it's starting to firm up. So I think we're going to resume, it's in a very large uptrend. I think we're going to resume that uptrend, saying that there is inflation. We've got the gold price here. What I'm seeing on a short-term basis, large up day with two little small down days. We just need the buyers to step in here. I mean, we don't have a lot of sellers pushing this down at the moment. We are in a downtrend still. We do have a support line coming through here that we're using for a support line at this level. So we could move to the upside. We just need the buyers to step in here. And I think if the buyers step in with gold, I think they're going to step in with silver in a big way, and silver's going to launch. This is silver. We've got lower lows, higher lows, stepping in, higher low, higher low, higher low. And I think we squeezed out of the top of this guy here, back test, and I think we're good to go. We need the buyers to step in for gold and silver. I don't think silver can do it without gold. So I need gold, the buyers, to push that thing up. And I'll show you later on some of the gold companies and how they're looking like they're all firming up, like someone's buying the heck out of the gold companies. So perhaps gold's going to move higher at some point. Here's platinum. We got a trend line breaking through here. We broke that trend line to the upside. We did a little pullback, and I think we're going to be okay. I mean, we could grind a little bit here, but I think we're going to move to the upside. All these resistances, I think, will fall away, and I think the sellers will be shed off here pretty quick, and we'll be left with a bunch of buyers. Palladium. I was looking at Palladium. It looked like this thing's kind of rounding over. Now, is this thing going to continue the momentum here of this update to the upside and break this kind of rounding? Or are we just going to come up and kind of come back over and roll over and go down? Typically, during the commodity bull markets, Palladium goes down, while platinum, gold, and silver go up. So this is our one that we want to rotate out of and go into the other ones. Other precious metals, that is. Now this is crude oil. Crude oil is looking fantastic. We've got bullish engulfing with the wick on the bottom here to start this thing off. We're coming up, bullish engulfing. These are the chart patterns I'm seeing. Bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing. These bullish engulfing and bullish engulfing. This thing looks like it wants to go higher, much, much higher. I'm seeing bullish engulfings everywhere. Like this is going to be in some mega move, mega uptrend. This thing's setting up like it's going to go to $100 or something, or maybe even more. I don't know where it's going to end up, but it looks probably the strongest of all the commodities is oil right now. Nat gas, I'd say this one is looking the weakest. It's probably going to pull back here. I mean, it's in a pullback, but I think it's going to probably continue for a little bit. I don't see anything changing it at the moment. Copper's looking very strong too. This is another one that I think is uber strong. I think there's a couple other ones, maybe lithium, some of the rare earth metals. There's some that are really, really strong. And the money, I think, is starting to rotate out of stocks and bonds into the sectors that we're in. So that's good. I want to talk a little bit about Tesla. Bearish engulfing. That means we have a down day that engulfs the one before it. Bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. You come up here, bearish engulfing, dark cloud cover, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. We're heading down. I think this is going to come up, and you're going to see either one or two small up days coming up. It's going to kind of start to roll over, and I think you're going to come back down. So that's what I'm looking for in some of these tech companies is a rollover. I think they'll go up for maybe a day or two. It's kind of like a bounce, and then you're going to see it roll over and come back down, I bet you. That's my guess. NEO's doing the same thing. Dark cloud cover, bearish engulfing, and I'm just seeing these bearish engulfings, dark cloud cover, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. It's they're showing up everywhere, and you usually see this kind of it leads into it, bearish engulfing, dark cloud cover. They just all add up, bearish engulfing, and then the momentum will slow and it'll slowly roll over. It'll come back up and then it'll just kind of eat it. At least this could go up. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not shorting this. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just looking at it and seeing what the electric vehicle stocks are doing. Here's Walmart. This guy, it already is going over. It's over the edge. No. So that's pulling back. Boeing's looking very good. I think we're actually seeing a firming up of the aviation companies. So this one's looking pretty good. Wells Fargo Bank, looking good. Not much resistance through here, so I bet this thing's going to rocket up. Same with U.S. Bank Corp. And why would these be going up? Higher interest rates means more money when you make loans. And eventually they'll make more and more money as the interest rates go up. And they're making greater and greater loans in real estate. So banking is actually going to be a good spot to be. I'm not buying anything with it. It doesn't have enough leverage for me, but it is a good area. And we can use that as more evidence that a strong housing market is out there. SILJ, so this is the Silver Junior ETF. Bullish engulfing, throwing it down. This thing looks great to go on higher. Very strong looking. Same with GDXJ, bullish engulfing. Now, is this thing going to break this bottom here? I think it will. We've got a bullish engulfing here. We kind of came down, and it might be bottom, up, bottom, shoot. Shoot on up. So this is looking pretty good, I think. EMX, look at this guy. Nice little resistance coming into a pattern here. And I think we're going to see a move to the upside, and it could be quite substantial. I mean, copper's moving up, and I think if we get gold and silver to move up, this royalty company is going to do exceptionally well. Now, Denison Mines here. We've got a lot of momentum to the downside. We popped up. I wouldn't be jumping in quite yet. I would wait and see what this does. I think it has more downside in it. So I'd be just patient. It's a good company. I wouldn't be selling it. Just be patient if you're looking to buy it. SM Energy, strong like bull, fast like cheetah, 16.4% today. The Bolita is out. Looks like we're hitting a near-term high right here. The shorts are getting squeezed pretty hard here. We got a bullish engulfing right here. This guy's engulfing the one before it. It pulled back, and then the launch. We're still in launch mode. Same with oil. I mean, with oil going up like that, it's going to be in launch mode for a while. I'm liking wheat and precious metals down here, just to nibble on, to nibble. I don't want large shark bites, just little nibbles. All right, little nibbles. Same with the Cisco royalty. This one looks really good. Bullish engulfing. We came up, pulled back, bigger up days, smaller pullback, and now we've got a bullish piercing right here. This looks like it wants to go to the upside. I like OR. Sandstorm Gold. I'm starting to like this one a little bit more. It's still in a downtrend, but I'm watching it. I'm watching it to see what this thing does. If we get gold to move to the upside, this thing may start moving. If we break this downtrend, I'm watching it, and I'd probably load, buy some right in this area when we break that downtrend. Tutin Resources, this one is looking fantastic. The big move up, the slow leak of the sellers out, and now we're just moving on up. If gold moves up, this thing is a rocket ship. So I own quite a bit in Tutin Resources myself. It's probably one of my favorite royalty companies. They are a royalty company in Canada in the Golden Triangle area where they're finding all these different types of gold. It is lower grade, but you know what? When you own the royalty rights on it, it doesn't matter what grade, as long as the miners, mine it out. It doesn't matter how much they spend, doesn't matter what their margins are, they get a cut of it. So I think Tutin Resources is a great way to play it, and that's where I put my money, the majority of my money, for that area and that play. I put it in the royalty companies. Illegal royalty companies. The Ely Gold it's struggling right now. I want to see this turn around. I want to see gold firm up. Right now, I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just watching it. It's on my radar. Mosaic. Someone was talking about fertilizer companies. This broke a very large downtrend, massive downtrend coming through here. We're gonna launch, I think. I think this one's gonna be a very strong company. I like it very much. KB Homes, this one's looking pretty strong down here too. Bullish engulfing. I think this could move to the upside. It looks pretty good. Goviax Uranium. I do like this pullback. We got the wicks on the bottom. Maybe you start nibbling here. Not too bad. We'll see if this holds right here. These are previous highs. We got some support here. The overall uranium sector does look a little bit weak, but Goviax is looking decent, and it's sitting on the support line. We've got the contraction in the candlesticks. The opening and closing prices are roughly the same. It means the buyers are equaling the sellers. I like buying in these kind of dead periods, like in these support line areas. So I would nibble on it here. EEM. EEM is a great play. If you have a 401k, emerging markets is great. Looks like it's kind of bottoming out right here. I'd add a little bit. That's what I would do. Callum Petroleum, strong. Man, this is a strong move. I don't know if I'd be chasing it here, but it is strong. If you own it, I would definitely not be selling it. Westwater Resources. Looks like we're finally getting a little bit of life put back into this thing. Earnings came out, and earnings, man, they really sold off here. So we're getting some footing here. Would I be taking huge bites out of this thing and really loading in? I would be patient. We're right there at the 50-day. Sometimes this acts as a resistance line. I want to see what this does. I'd like for it to kind of smooth out and go sideways before adding anything more to it. Lightbridge, it's starting to slowly come back up. We got this big fight and battle going on here between the buyers and sellers. We're above all the support lines, so that's good. But so it looks okay. I wouldn't be buying a ton, but I wouldn't necessarily be scared either. We do have a bearish engulfing here and a bearish engulfing here, saying that we're going to pull back. It's pulling back, but I don't see any signals that it's bottomed yet. So I'm still waiting for the signal. EGO, this is a bullish piercing. I think it looks pretty good. Looks like we close this gap right here. Not too bad if you like gold. This is a gold producer. That's if you like it. And Yamana Gold, I did another one. This one's got a wick on the bottom. Looks like the momentum is flowing. We are still kind of coming on a downtrend though. So it is dangerous down here. I don't know if I'd be buying it. I'd kind of be holding on. And I think oil, by a long shot, is probably the strongest. Oil and silver. Those two look mega strong. Copper, that one also looks, some of these base metals look extremely strong as well. So I would be holding on to those that are strong. I wouldn't be adding in, I wouldn't be selling, like oil and some of those base metals. And then the ones that look a little bit weaker, like gold and maybe even uranium, I'm waiting to look at uranium to add. If it continues to pull back and then I see the contraction of the candlesticks and I see a nice clean bottom somewhere, then I'd be more inclined to add some money. Right now, I think we still have some downside in it. That's what I'm seeing on a lot of the charts. I was looking at Encore Energy, Deep Yellow. I'm looking at all these as a wide sector. I showed you Denison Mines. I think we still have some pullback mode left in some of the companies. Some of the other companies look okay. So we got this big split. Some of them are going and looking pretty good. Like NXC doesn't look too bad. Canalaska Uranium doesn't look too bad. But then you've got other ones that I'm like, it could potentially pull back. Goviax looks good, and it's at the support line. So we've got these mixed signals in uranium. Some look good. Some look like they need to pull back. They're kind of all over the place. So I would be, right now, I'm mainly just holding. I'm not really buying too much. The royalty companies look pretty good if you want to nibble on some stuff. That's where I would be looking. Osisko Royalty looks good. Some Teuton Resources looks good. I like those right now. And that's where I would be looking. Wheaton Precious Metals looks good. If you guys like this content, give me a thumb up. Leave comments below if you guys want to know anything that I didn't include here. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.